Welcome back to another episode of the Inquisitive Mamba Podcast. This is episode 150. I hope everyone is having a great day, great night, wherever you are around the world. So much to get into on today's show. A lot of NFL news, the NFL season upcoming here. We have a very special guest on episode 150. Yes, you heard that right. It's a pleasure to have Alex Day on the Inquisitive Mamba Podcast. Alex Day and I actually met in Tampa last year. Oh, and I was like, that's Alex Day. I definitely remember. I recognize that guy. And now we hear full circle moment getting him on the Inquisitive Mamba Podcast. So, Alex, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. I told some of my friends, they're like, Alex Day, he's coming on. They're like, I'm like, yeah, he is. I got him. So it's so great to have you on, man.
Joey, I appreciate it. There's no way that's a real story that you told your friends that I'm coming on and they said there's no way. Come on, there's no way.
No, I did. I have some friends. One of my close friends is a Giants fan. He goes, I know who Alex Day is. He does all the New York sports media content.
I love it. I love it. It's great to see you. I know we met at a bar in Tampa.
Yep.
I guess that was over a year ago.
That's crazy.
I was down there working for OT7 football, Overtime's Football League.
Okay.
And they held that in Tampa, and I remember me and some of the guys that do the broadcast for that went out maybe like a Tuesday night or something. So
it was like I think it was actually or when we met, it was a Friday night Saturday night.
Yeah.
Friday or Saturday, because I was going up to see a friend of mine, my buddy and his ex-girlfriend. We went up for the weekend, and we went out to Tampa, that area. And then I saw you, and I was like, because if I see somebody, like if I've seen them on social media or something, I might say like, hey, like what's up or whatever. And then, we connect. You said, hit me up. And then, we kind of got this together, and I'm really glad we're doing it.
Absolutely. Over a year later.
Yeah, absolutely. But, for the people that don't know you out there, because I know you did say that you've worked with the Yankees, you've worked with Yes Network, you've done a lot of sports media when you were in college, you do content creation now yourself. You just did the Happy Gilmore 2 premiere, so that was awesome to see. But before we officially get into the show, we have to plug the socials. Make sure to follow us on Spotify, the Inquisitive Mamba Podcast, on YouTube and Apple Podcasts. Make sure to follow Alex Day on socials as well. Alex Day 7 on Instagram and Alex Day 5 on TikTok.
Yeah, someone took the numbers for both.
Really?
Messed up. Yeah, I've been trying to get 7 for TikTok. I can't get my hands on it.
So does 5 mean something to you? Is that like your number when you were growing
up? No, 5 is the only open number on TikTok. I was always 7 during my baseball career. So 7 is what I wanted to have on TikTok.
7, Mickey Mantle.
Mickey Mantle. There you go.
There we go.
You go.
Yeah. See, if you got number 7, you got to know the history behind it.
Of course.
7, Larry Bird, Team USA.
Yep. Rod Gobert for the Rangers. Yeah.
Yep. There's a lot of 7s out. Michael Vick.
Michael Vick. Oh, going off New York. Then
we could go off that all day. But But officially, before we do start the show, there was just an incident that occurred in your area in New York City, and I do want to take a moment. Prayers out there to all the victims that were involved with the shooting yesterday or 2 days ago in New York City. So it's a very tough moment, not something you ever expect, but prayers out to the families that were involved in that shooting on July 28th. It was just a really sad moment.
Yeah, super sad. I was actually up at the stadium when that happened and was getting a ton of Yankee Stadium and was getting a ton of alerts. But yeah, you don't ever expect something like that to happen, let alone in New York City on Madison Ave. So super heartbreaking and a weird story. Weird story.
Not something you expect because, last week there was a person who stabbed 11 people in Walmart in Michigan. So you see in like grocery stores and stuff like that, but you don't expect like in New York City like that in a big building, like, going to the NFL headquarters. And it's sad. Yeah. What they're saying is the guy had CTE. So, but on another note, before we officially start, into the sports and entertainment stuff, 3 legends passed away last week, with Ryan Sandberg this week, Ozzy Osbourne last week, as well as Hulk Hogan. So, we lost 3 icons in this past week. So just wanted to throw that out there, and it's really sad. And, got the chance to enjoy their sports moments. I never got to watch Ryan Sandberg play. I don't know if you did. You're a little older than I am, but you're a little more into baseball than I am, but just a sad moment. Only 60 years old, so young, I feel like. And then you had Hulk Hogan and then Ozzy, of course. So losing legends like that is never easy.
Yeah, no, I've been playing War Pig wore pigs all week for Ozzy, and
Yeah.
was never really a big wrestling guy. But anyone who's a legend like Hulk Hogan is obviously super sad. And yeah, Ryan Sandberg. All you have to do is listen to how other people who knew him talked about him. I mean, that's a baseball legend. That's Cubs fans love this guy. It would be, I don't know if your audience is more New York, but I would say this would be like maybe like Don Mattingly passing away unexpectedly.
Yeah.
Like someone in 50s, 60s that is beloved in the prime of their life still. And
would you even say like Reggie Jackson, or is that too big?
I would just say like Reggie Jackson is 80, 79, 80.
Yeah, he's a lot older.
Sandberg, I believe, was 60 or 65, I want to say.
He was, he was 65, prostate cancer.
Yeah, super sad.
And that's very common in men. Once you get past the age of 50, that's a really big one there.
Yeah.
So, well, on a happier note, I hate to bring that stuff up, but it's stuff that always has to be brought up. But getting into sports media, about you, let's take it back when you first realized, when you saw sports or anything about it. Like, what made you say, like, I really want to play sports, or I just want to get into sports, like content creation or just journalism as a whole?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I wanted to be one of two things. I wanted to be Derek Jeter, or I wanted to be Chris Berman. Like, Chris Berman, Stuart Scott, Stan Verrett, Neil Everett. Like, I loved playing sports. I was a baseball player my whole life. Also played soccer, and was just one of those kids. I was always outside playing every single sport. But I also was one of those kids that would watch SportsCenter before school. I would watch NFL Primetime with Chris Berman and Tom Jackson between the 4 o'clock window and Sunday Night Football. And I think really a lot of those early SportsCenter anchors really romanticized talking about sports, and the way they incorporated humor and cultural references. And, you're watching a show, and when you would turn on SportsCenter, you knew who was hosting and the weird intricacies that they would do, and even as a kid. So when I was looking at colleges, I was like, okay, broadcast journalism that's something I want to do. Now, I didn't know that the kind of broadcast journalism I would predominantly be going into didn't even exist when I graduated college. No. But I went to Elon in North Carolina. I did broadcast, and graduating in 2016, social media and this version of storytelling really didn't exist then.
No, and it's crazy. I'm glad you brought that up, because that's exactly true. I graduated from UF in 22, and it was still very traditional, very print journalism. Your stories. Now everything, like you said, is short form content. It's social media. It's thrown out there. But back then, I mean, I'm not that old, but just the way it's totally different now. Of course, you still have that, but I feel like more people are shifting away from that. You even have CNN, you have Fox News, NBC. They have their journalists and their anchors and their reporters posting short form content on social media, and more people are watching that or seeing that than going back to read a story from the AP or CNN,
Totally. And I'm glad I went to broadcast school, because it really taught all the fundamentals that you take in normal journalism and bring it there. The art of storytelling, the art of interviewing, the art of writing, like all these things that are the baseline for telling stories. That's what I learned there. When I was coming out of school, I did not want to do local news. I always hated local news, and I actually chose to go into production.
Okay.
I was a PA. Coincidentally, the two things I'm wearing now, I worked at Duke for a year, and then for the Yankees for 3.5 years as a production assistant and then a producer. And like I said, you know what? I will figure it out later how I make the jump to broadcast, but I do not want to be doing local news, making $30,000 a year in a town I've never heard of, away from
Topeka, Kansas, or whatever.
Family. Like I would rather have a foot in the door and be at a place I'd rather be in, even if I'm not doing what.
And you grew up in New York. You grew up in New York too?
Yep, I did. I was born in the city. and I
Oh,
lived in
wow.
New York City till I was 7, and then my family moved up to northern Westchester.
Okay.
Me and my sister went to middle school, high school there, and then by the time I'd graduated college, my parents had moved back to the city.
Hmm.
So it was really just we were there for school, and then my dad's from New York City and really wanted to come back too. So my whole family's in the city now, which is really fun.
That's crazy. So you're a city guy through and through. Like if there's a guy that knows about New York City, you're the tour guide of it all. The
For
food, the
sure.
sports.
On the one hand, completely
Mhm.
I've spent more than half my life in the city, whether it's the beginning or the end. But on the other hand,
Yep.
middle school and high school, wasn't in the city. I was in the suburbs, so I've kind of gotten a taste of. And then I went to school in college in North Carolina, so I feel like I've kind of been around a little bit, but also somewhat of a homebody, considering
Yeah.
I've really been in New York for most of the time.
That's crazy. There's so much that goes on in New York City. You got the Knicks, you got the Yankees, the Jets, the Rangers. I mean, you just have it all. So, I mean, that's so awesome though, really, when you think about it. But
Yeah,
you
yeah.
recently you got a chance to go to the Happy Gilmore premiere. What was that like? I mean, I saw that on your social media. Looked awesome.
That was so cool. I had really never been to an event like that
Hmm.
before, and I had an idea it was going to be pretty amazing, just
Yeah.
given the cast and stuff. But it was really, having a Netflix exclusive.
Yeah.
I guess they just do these things a lot bigger than maybe some of the traditional studios. I'd never been to a Netflix premiere before, but it was star-studded and pretty intimidating.
Really?
I mean, it was just super
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
massive names there, and
Yeah.
I didn't know that a lot of those people were going to be there. It's fun, sometimes I would say typically I'm on the media side asking questions.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get to, be on the other side of the carpet. And for Happy Gilmore too, I walked the red carpet, which was really cool. But then me being, the content obsessed person I am, I kind of
Yeah.
lingered on the red carpet and
Okay.
I had my microphone with me and I
Were you allowed
got
to do that? Were you allowed to have that with
um
you?
yes and no. I,
Gotcha.
I was told,
Hmm.
that I was, and to try to
Hmm.
do it. I was there on behalf of Subway too, who
Okay,
is
gotcha.
a
I saw
major
that.
presenting sponsor of
Yeah.
Happy Gilmore too,
Yep.
and Happy Gilmore won.
Yeah.
Um, so they told me like, hey, try if you could try to get some interviews, that'd be great. I said perfect.
Yeah.
I think once I was there,
Hmm.
I was not supposed to do that, but you know what? My
You
John
did it.
Daly interview got 1.7 million views. So if they're mad about it, then they should have me do interviews for the next one too. But it
That's
was still
awesome
really
though.
cool to it was really cool to be there. It was really cool to walk the red carpet and just crazy star power. Have you seen the movie?
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it the moment it came out Friday, or
How
I
good
don't.
was
Or
Bad Bunny?
oh my gosh, he was. He was. All right, the Travis Kelsey scene was fucking hilarious, dude. With the honey, that was so funny.
I like the joke he made with Jack Nicklaus, where Jack Nicklaus asked for a lemonade iced tea and said, "Oh, and Arnold Palmer." He's like, "No, Jack Nicklaus." But I get that a
Yeah.
lot. That was great. I love that one.
I watched it once at home by myself, and then I went over to a buddy's house on Saturday, and they were watching it, and then I chimed back in, and I'm sitting there like a kid in the candy shop, like I can't say anything because like you just want to repeat like every line and like everything that's going on. But a lot of people had their differences about it because it wasn't as much like the first one, but I didn't expect it to be like the first one. It was totally different, and I'm glad we got a chance to see it almost 30 years later. It was a Sandler, like you said, he has that Netflix deal. I thought it was good. I really did. I loved it. I really did. I thought it was
I
hilarious.
completely agree. I thought it checked the boxes. It was
Yeah.
enjoyable. By
Yep.
the way, everyone has Netflix, so let's just say it was free,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
it didn't disparage the reputation of the first one. It had
No.
fun callbacks. There's good cameos. I thought the story was fun.
I didn't like
It,
the Maxi thing. That was the only thing I really, but I get they
oh,
were
I
trying to
actually
change it
like
up.
that.
You did? Yeah, very
Yeah, just because I
futuristic.
really don't like live golf.
Oh, right. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
very anti live golf.
Yep.
And I thought it was just a hysterical play on that.
Yeah.
So the fact that you can have callbacks to the original from 30 years ago while making it relevant and spoofing what's very much been going on in the golf world for the last 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah.
I thought that was clever. The Maxey thing was stupid, but
corny.
Just the general idea of it, like
I get,
Dan would live golf.
When I was watching the movie, I put two and two together. I was like, this is making a parody of Live Golf. Like right away, I thought to myself, I was like, yeah, this is totally bashing Live Golf. But I thought it was cool that they got all those golfers in the movie too. I thought that was awesome.
I mean, and like what an opportunity for them to we're really starting to see these golfers, and I guess they have for the last really like post-COVID, but really showing more of their personality. I interviewed John Daly, Bryson, and then Tony Finau.
I saw that. Yeah, Tony Finau's outfit. I saw that. It was a little. He was going with the jean shorts look.
The outfit was kind of whack, but it was super nice guy.
Who, when you were there, Happy Gilmore 2 premiere, who was the biggest person you were starstruck by, and you just didn't even think of it?
I mean, Sandler was there.
Yeah, of course.
Jimmy Fallon was there.
Wow.
Jeremy Allen White walked into the after party. That was really confusing.
The bear, the shameless. Wow.
Yeah. I did not expect to see him there. Little guy, really little. Jacked, but little.
Yeah, of course.
Just like maybe 5'5", skinny torso, skinny legs, Popeye arms, massive.
That's crazy. Was there any buzz about Taylor Swift being there? Taylor, or no?
No, because Travis
wasn't
there. Oh, you know who I was starstruck by?
Who
walked in during the red carpet? Kid Cudi.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a huge Kid Cudi fan.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't know until I saw the movie that I was like, what the heck is Kid Cudi doing here? Then of course he has that cameo for one scene. But I mean that was very unexpected.
That's crazy. I mean, that's so cool. You got the opportunity to go to that and you got to create content and be there and see all that. But yeah, like I said, I mean, overall, I thought the movie was good. I liked it. I liked that he put his kids in the movie as well. And the last thing I'll say about it, which was even I think the funniest part or the best part of the movie, Sandler dresses like the way he does in real life, like he does in the movie.
Totally. And by the way, one thing on, and I'm going to mess up a little bit on the financials of it, but he puts his kids he's had his kids like in every movie for years and years and years for tax reasons. Now, of course, they're older and they're bigger roles, but like, for a Roth IRA and for tax write-offs and being able to transfer his money to his kids and being able to maximize it every year. That's why he has had his kids in these movies for like 20, 30 years, which is really smart. But I had just read an article about it and I was like, damn.
We need some Happy Gilmore merch, like the hockey jersey and stuff. Also, too, I did like I'm still talking about it. Johnny Gaudreau, the tribute to him, that was pretty. Yes. That was really nice. The Ice House hockey jersey, I was like, wow, that was really nice. Sandler seems, I mean, you were there, but he seems just like a normal guy. Like I've seen him do like pickup runs in basketball. He dresses normal. I saw he drove himself to the premiere. Like he drove himself. Like he didn't have a driver. It looked like.
I love that.
Like a normal guy.
Normal guy. And I like the Johnny Gaudreau tribute too. I was fortunate to get to cover the ESPYs this year.
Yeah,
and
I saw that.
When they do the thing, when they do the in memoriam, maybe they had Johnny's jersey name face up there, but they didn't do anything for him. And I thought that was kind of wrong a little bit, just thinking that if he played a different sport, if the Johnny Gaudreau of football or basketball passed away,
they would be talking about it
in the way that he passed away in the height of his career, there would have been more conversation about that on the national scale.
You're absolutely right. He was one of the best young hockey players in recent years. I mean, he was 100 points a season guy, big, driving force behind that Flames team. Really set huge part of Team USA in his younger years.
Would have been on Team USA for the Olympics.
Yeah. And the Team USA, they did a big tribute to him, or the Four Nations, they did a big tribute to him. So yeah, hockey's it's one of those. It's a very tight bond, tight knit family knit type feel. And yeah, I agree with you. They definitely should have. I didn't watch the ESPYs. I know the highlight was Shane Gillis, and he was really funny. And I'm sure you thought he was funny as well.
You didn't miss anything.
No, I didn't. I don't really get into those award shows like that. Like I can really just see the highlights on social media. Really, I know I love the Oscars a lot. And stuff like that, but I feel like that's different than the ESPYs. That's a total different.
The monologue wasn't that funny in person, just because it was so uncomfortable in that room. Okay. People, I think it's easier for athletes to laugh at jokes about athletes if they're made by an athlete. Like,
well,
hey,
I'm surprised I'm surprised that ESPN even had him. To be honest with you, I was shocked. I was like, wow.
Surprised. I liked it because I think he's really funny, and the jokes he told were funny. But yeah, for that crowd, wrong crowd.
That's what I thought too. When I heard the WNBA joke, I was like, uh-oh. There was probably other ones.
That was funny. That was a really funny joke.
It was. No,
and I clapped for that woman too. And I'm like, oh, he got me. Oh no.
Oh, that's funny. So you recently covered the ESPYs. What was that like? Like just how
it was. I think this is a time of year where just in the sports calendar, like go from being a kind of a reporter, analyst, and then all of a sudden NBA's done, NHL's done, NFL training camp hasn't started yet, and there's things like the ESPYs and Happy Gilmore too. So it's a funny part in the sports calendar because this is not what my job is typically like. But all right, this is like event season. So it was really cool to be there. I mean, an award show is you're sitting there for 3 hours, and I always care about what interviews I can get because I was there as media, and not many athletes actually walked the red carpet, which I was a little bummed about. But yeah, it was a fun night overall. It was a good time.
I saw some of your interviews you did. You asked some of the guys who would do well on Love Island, or would you do it?
Yeah.
This to that. I got to ask you now, would you go on Love Island?
Would I go on Love Island?
Would you put your I guess sexual behavior out there, or how these people do it?
I don't think my girlfriend would like it very much if I went on Love Island.
Never mind.
But I think even before that, no, I would not go on Love Island. I'm.
You have a girlfriend. That makes it.
But even before that,
right.
I don't think I could see myself doing that. I think I would accidentally just look down the barrel of the camera, hey, can you guys go over there for a second? I need to have a private conversation. They're like, that's the point.
That's the point, and they're not going to. That camera's going to be right up your ass.
Right. And I mean, I don't even, to be honest, really watch Love Island that much. I mean, I hear what's going on through the grapevine, but that shows a bit much for me.
I think it was Jerry Judy you asked, or who wasn't it?
Jerry Judy, yeah.
And his girlfriend kind of came panned in the shot, right?
She was somewhere, I don't know which one she was, but he was trying to cover his ass big time. I don't think I got my Love Island here.
That's what it was. That's funny. So
yeah.
You're a big Knicks, Yankees. You're all New York, right? It's Knicks,
Yankees, Giants,
Rangers. Yeah, so you're it's the perfect sports picture-esque. What's your favorite New York sports memory? It's got to be a Yankees one, I think, right?
My favorite New York sports memory would probably be the Giants winning the Super Bowl in Super Bowl 46 against the Patriots. The first, I remember both the first one and the second one. Was fortunate to go to the second one in high school. My dad and I flew from Newark to DC to Cincinnati. Wow. Stayed in Cincinnati, and then on the day of the Super Bowl, drove from Cincinnati to Indianapolis for the game. Wow. And then after the game, drove back to Cincinnati. And then I flew back, and then also missed school on Tuesday and went to the parade. And that was like as a senior in high school, you forget because the Giants have been so bad for so long. But like,
Yeah.
I loved that team. I'm just such a big Giants fan, and
Yeah.
I've got Yankees memories from when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
The Yankees haven't won since '09.
Against the
The
Phillies.
Yankees also, I would say, like had become so encompassing with not just my personal. Like I was like Yankees are probably, I would say, number one. But it's also such a part of my work life too,
True. Yeah.
and the others are as well. But even the fact that I used to work directly for the Yankees, and
Yeah.
now I
Yeah.
do a lot with the Yes Network, and it's like it's just changed a little bit. Like I'm still as big of a fan as ever, but it's very tied to work big time.
Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of your content too when you're getting the social media clips, and I'm like, damn, he got that Aaron Judge home run, or he got that walk off. I'm like, his phone is out, like he's got it, and that's like you said, it's content.
I've gotten pretty good with having the phone out less.
Yeah.
Like my rule is like, if something were to happen here, would you even post it? Like, I don't have my phone out for the first 8 innings, really, unless I'm like, okay, I'm going to do a video where I'm vlogging the whole game.
Right.
If something happens in the 7th inning, it's not going to be a post, really.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
might as well keep your phone in your pocket. But, if it's the 9th inning and Volpe's on third base and you drive him in, yeah, my phone will be out.
All right, so I don't think you're ready for this one here, but when you said this podcast might take a whole 180. I'm actually a Yankees and a Patriots fan.
Oh, wow. Are you a Lakers fan too?
I root for LeBron, but I'm not a diehard Lakers
fan.
No. I'm a Patriots and a Yankees fan. Like I've been a Patriots and Yankees fan since I've been a young kid. I was born in Rhode Island. A lot of people always give me shit for it, but see, you understand, a lot of people in Rhode Island aren't Red Sox fans, and I've tried to explain that to a lot of people. And I actually have some family; they're the exact same way. Well, my cousin Rashan, one of her family members, is a Yankees and a Patriots fan. We were talking about that. He goes, yeah, I don't know, but it's just how I've always been. I've never changed. I don't like the Red Sox. I fucking hate the Red Sox. It's the craziest thing in the world. But one of my best friends is a Giants fan. So when you say Giants and you said Super Bowl 46, I knew right away. Like I just crumpled up like a ball. But I don't hate the Giants as much. I mean, the Patriots, we were so successful for all those years, but like those are just my two teams, like Patriots and Yankees. My friends, they do this game, whatever, like what is it, would you rather, not would you rather, it's the game where it's like take away one thing, like would you rather watch watch a Patriots game for the rest of your life, or only the Patriots or the Yankees? And like I always get so torn, but but yeah, those are my two teams. I love them through and through.
Like, you're playing both sides of the East Coast. You got New England covered and you have New York covered, so you've seen hard. A lot of winning.
Yeah, I have, and that's what they like. You just like the two most. But I'm like, no, I'm from Rhode Island, and my uncle's from Rhode Island. Of course, he's all New York, Giants, Yankees, Ranger. Or he's really Giants and Yankees because he's just baseball and football. But that's it. My grandma is that way as well. You would think you're from Rhode Island, you should be all paid. They're not. It's just weird because Rhode Island's it's a mix up there. You get a lot of people from New York. You get a lot of people from that New England area.
Right. So, yeah. It's and Pats fans have had a rude awakening the last couple years.
Yeah, we have.
But you guys should be better this year.
I'm feeling better about Drake May.
Yeah.
I am. I'm feeling better.
You have a great coach.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how Diggs will do. He looks like he's coming back to normal with the ACL injury. He was practicing. He looks back to normal. The pink substance disappeared. So
he had a nice off season on a boat. Goals. That's how I'd like to spend my off.
He was getting interviewed a couple weeks ago, and he goes, "I'm just going to keep my personal life with myself and the people around me, whatever." So
sure, buddy. You're dating Cardi B. Yeah, you're really going to keep your personal life personal.
Cardi B, she's a New Yorker as well, so you're familiar with Cardi B as well.
Of course.
Yeah. But this one here, you're a true Yankees fan through and through. I got to ask you this. This is probably the good question to ask. What do you think about the Yankees fans that have the name on the back of the jersey?
Terrible.
Really?
Yeah, I hate that. I'm one of those pretentious Yankees fans that.
Okay, so you're like that.
Yeah, I just think there's certain things that don't make any sense.
Okay.
But it's just like it's what you're explained as a kid about the Yankees. Like there's just things that make the Yankees different. The line for having names on the back. The Yankees don't have names on the back of their jerseys because they're Yankees. You should know who they are. Like I love that. I hate that they changed the facial hair policy.
I was just about to ask you, what do you think of
that?
That just ruins it, I feel like, yeah.
Yeah, like someone will come up to the plate or on the mound and like, they don't look like a Yankee. They just don't look like a Yankee,
Yeah.
When I'll see, who some of the, Wells has had a beard some, but he's also had the mustache.
Garrett Cole. He's a big facial hair guy. He hasn't played this
but I don't think
yet,
I don't think Cole is gonna have it when he comes back.
You don't think he'll have the beard?
No.
Dominguez he's a beard guy. Belly, I guess it just depends.
Yeah, Belly's had one, but it's all
Stanton.
He's had a little scruff, but like the guys who have been here for a bit, they know what it means. If you look at the guys who have it, it's like Wells, Dominguez, Devin Williams.
Williams is a big guy.
Carlos Rodon. Rodon has a really big beard, and like I get it. That's their look, and like that's why they changed the rule. I get it. Me personally, if I played, it's about who came before you.
I'm surprised that they did change the rule because that was the biggest thing that everyone always talked about with the Yankees is like that professionalism, that look that Steinbrenner had in place. Like you said, the no names on the back of the jersey. And I feel like they just kind of went away with that. I feel like they just kind of kowtowed to modern society. That's how I feel.
They did. And I think there are probably some players who are like, oh, I don't want to play for the Yankees because of this. Okay, well, guess what?
Okay.
Fine.
Yeah.
You're not playing for the Yankees then.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess now they're not taking themselves out of any player. But
there's no special feel. Like I strongly believe Bryce Harper would have probably signed with the Yankees if they would have let him have a beard.
It never got to that point because of the Yankees got Giancarlo Stanton, and that took him out of the running for Harper. But yeah, that would have been an interesting question for sure.
Like,
by the way, Bryce Harper grew up a Yankees fan, and I bet would have been totally fine shaving his face.
I think if you're making $300 to $400 million a year, you can shave your face for
not even for the money. He grew up a Yankees fan.
Right.
He grew up a Jeter fan, and I bet you he would have had no problem with it.
Every person grew up a Yankees fan almost. Like you can shave your beard for 162 games. Verdugo had a problem with it. He was
Johnny Damon did it.
Johnny Damon did it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Derek Jeter has a beard now. He did it. He's a guy that he can explain to the younger people as well.
He's bald with a beard.
He's bald with a beard. Exactly. So how are you feeling about Aaron Judge this season, the rest of the way? Do you think he could still win MVP, or should he still win MVP if he doesn't return the rest of the regular season? Well, they say he's supposed to return in the next few weeks, but do you think Cal Rayleigh's the favorite now since Judge has been hurt?
I actually bet on Judge to win MVP this week because the odds dropped so much that I'm like, oh, this is actually good value. Went from like minus 600 to minus 110. It's like a coin flip between him and Cal Raleigh. Judge is coming back soon, but he's only going to DH.
Yeah,
and I don't think, if he comes back and mashes like how he was before, and hopefully he gets back in the field this year. They're going to let the arm hang, not throw or anything. So, he won't be in the field for a couple weeks, but I don't know. I just think that Seattle isn't having like a crazy year at all. And we'll see if Cal Raleigh continues on this pace. But yeah, I still like Judge to win MVP.
Give me your prediction. Does Cal Raleigh, does he break Judge's 62 home runs?
No,
I agree.
No, because I think guys typically slow down a little bit by the end of the year. I mean, even Judge did when he set that record.
Yeah.
So especially for a catcher, I don't even think Raleigh's at 40 yet. I don't think. I'm looking
He's
up
at
right
40.
now.
I think he hit 41. I think he's at 41 now because
Okay, he did hit 41.
Yeah, so it's him.
But you know what?
Ohtani and Judge. Yeah, it's going to be close.
Right, we're like 2/3 the way through. He's 2/3 the way through. He could do it. I'm going to say he finishes with 56 home runs.
56, 57. Yeah, I agree with that. I think for me, I think Judge is the favorite. Not even just being a Yankees fan, just being as baseball in general. First in batting average in the MLB. He's third in RBIs. He has got the best OPS in the MLB. He's third in home runs. He's hurt now, and I think really, if you think about it, he's the most valuable player in the MLB. And the Yankees' record has kind of slipped as of late. Their record, I think they said 15-30 in these past.
They're a couple games back to first. Yeah.
I mean, they're right there with the Blue Jays. They've been slipping a little bit. We'll see if they do make a trade within the next day for a pitcher. I don't know. I don't think I see that. However, though, Judge is the best player in the MLB this year, 100%. You can't say Ohtani because Ohtani really hasn't pitched like he has in previous years. And Ohtani's batting average now is down to 272. And Judge is a way better hitter. The fact that he's batting 342 is just unheard of. Cal Rally's what? Rayleigh, I can never pronounce his last name. He's 100 points behind Judge in batting average, or he's like
I believe so. And Judge was in a slump that got him down to 342, whatever it's at now. Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, he was at 400 in June.
Yeah, crazy, unheard of. That's unheard of in the modern day.
Yeah, to not only be hitting like that, but also having have the average of Ichiro and the power of Bonds.
Crazy.
Yeah, unheard of.
Sticking on the Yankees here before we move on to your Giants. Give me your Yankees Mount Rushmore.
Man.
So tough, I know.
All right. How about, look, this is hard to do. So can we take pitchers off? Can we make this at least only hitters, or you want it to be everyone?
I want it to be everyone because I just want to hear. I'm just interviewing you on the street, and I'm just asking you.
I'm gonna say Jeter. I'm gonna say Ruth. I'm gonna say Mantle.
Yeah.
The last spot, I'll verbalize what I'm thinking right now. I'm choosing between Lou Gehrig, Joe DiMaggio, Mariano Rivera, and Yogi Berra.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, it's hard. You know what? I'll go Mickey Man. I'll go Joe D.
So you got DiMaggio, Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle, and Gehrig.
Yeah,
that's fair. Yeah, that's crazy how good those guys were and how good Aaron Judge is right now. Obviously, championships Aaron Judge hasn't gotten there, but
right.
The fact that those guys were that good in that day to modern day now.
Yeah, I mean, even leaving Lou Gehrig off, like,
yes,
in a way, Lou Gehrig. It's crazy to say Lou Gehrig was underrated, but like Lou Gehrig,
Yogi Berra,
crazy numbers. Yeah, Yogi Berra,
Reggie Jackson,
not long enough for the Yankees.
Yeah, that's
true. He was only a Yankee for maybe less than 6-7 years.
Was he? Yeah. No, there's so many guys. I mean, just keep going.
The pillar of the '70s teams for sure.
That's a tough one. All right, your Giants. How are you feeling about your New York Giants this year? You have any hope with Russell Wilson?
A hope for what? Like, it's all relative with the Giants. The Giants are going to be good in terms of like they're going to be better, but their schedule is so hard. Brutal. They have the hardest schedule in the NFL, and I think that it's hard to be optimistic when you see that schedule. Brutal. But I really think that they've made some nice moves to help build a foundation, and the amount of talent that they have on both sides of the ball is far more respectable than it's been in previous years, and they should have a great pass rush. They should, but we'll see. Carter. Carter, Kayvon, Sexy Dexy, Brian Burns. They've got some horses, and if that's Giants football, it's getting after the quarterback. So, we'll see about the rest of their defense, but even on offense, I'm a Jackson Dart fan. It's definitely a risky pick. Well, if everything goes right this year, we don't really see him that much.
Yeah.
I personally probably would have rather had a combination of Winston and Dart. I just think that the Russell Wilson's body of work since leaving Seattle
Yep.
is just not really inspiring. And there's a level of professionalism to the position that he brings that they haven't had, and that will be good. But and even after those couple of games with Pittsburgh, he fell off for them so hard. And then of course we know what he was like in Denver and the end in Seattle. And other than really the first half of the season, or not even the first half because they had Justin Fields, that middle third of the season for Pittsburgh, he's been pretty below average for a long time.
Do you think if Russell Wilson, because I had this conversation when he was in Pittsburgh as well, do you think if Russell Wilson doesn't do well for the Giants, is he still a Hall of Famer?
He may have played himself out of the Hall of Fame.
Wow. Yeah.
If you look at his career with Seattle and how he won young and had these great seasons.
Never won an MVP.
Never won an MVP, but he was consistently a top 5.
Oh yeah,
or at least top 10 quarterback.
Yeah, right around there.
Yeah,
hard to say, right?
It's hard to say.
Yeah,
it's hard to say.
All right, give me your Giants season prediction as their record.
I will go.
Let's see if we're thinking the same thing.
I will go 7-10.
Okay, I was thinking 5-12.
Yeah, if they go 5-12, then I'm gonna be someone's gonna have to check in with me on Sundays. Hey, Alex, you doing all right? Just checking.
1-800 hotline.
1-800 hotline. There'll be videos of me ranting at the Giants.
The videos right after the first quarter, right after the game. I already know they're coming.
Yeah, I am not prepared for that. I am not prepared for that. Yeah, I mean, look, I think they are on paper like a 7 or 8 win team, but that schedule is so brutal that the NFC East is a gauntlet, which that's the division they play in. They play the AFC West this year, so they have the Chiefs. And it's not just that, but like for instance, they would lose to the Chiefs in either. That's home. Vegas isn't that good, but they play in Vegas. Harder to play in Vegas.
Wild card type game. You never know.
They play
Chargers.
the NFC North. Ooh. They play the NFC North as well. So they have Green Bay, they have Detroit, they have the Chargers, they have the Chiefs, the Raiders.
I think they play the Niners as well. I saw
they have the Niners, and also teams that you play teams around the league that finish in the same place in the division as you. Other teams that finished in last place last year because of injuries, because they had one off year. Like that team isn't rebuilding like the Giants have been perennially rebuilding. So yeah,
I guess you just never know too. That's the one thing at the NFL. It's any given Sunday. Like they could completely surprise us, or they could be like realistically, yeah, they're probably going to be bad, or yeah, they'll be 6-11 or something like that. So I have one of my good friends, Billy, is a diehard Giants fan as well. He's not expecting a whole lot, but I don't think we're going to see Jackson Dart this year. I'd be very shocked.
Oh, we're definitely going to see him.
You think he'll play?
Yeah, because if I have them winning 7 games, if you have them winning 5 games, then
you're right.
Then Daboll's going to have to play him to sell the front office on why Daboll should keep his job, and
Joe Shane too. He's going to have to be
Joe Shane, right? Yeah. It's let me work with the kid.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know. It's just weird to see because I never thought that this was going to be the situation with Russell Wilson, as in he's going to play 4 or 5 games and then he's going to be done. I didn't see it like that. I thought Russell Wilson was going to be a guy like a Rodgers or a Stafford, kind of go out on his own. But if this is it for Russell Wilson, like you said, if he shits the bed or that's the way it goes, then it's Dart season in NY.
I just need like a level of competitive football.
Yeah.
In November.
Is Jackson Dart even ready?
No.
I mean,
he's not ready. But there's time between, But I just need competitive football in November. That would be an improvement. Like, it can't be that by the time Halloween weekend rolls around, the season's over. There are times where the season's over before October. You go 0-4.
It's over.
It's over. You go 1-3
It's
in
very
the
tough
NFC East. It's over. You know,
yeah,
so
very tough to come back from that. Hey, I mean, the Patriots last year, Drake May wasn't ready, but they threw him in. But Brissett
right,
was hot garbage. You know, so.
right.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Listen, it's tough when you throw a rookie QB in there, but they're gonna have to learn at some point. Like you're gonna have to take the PP pads away from the dog at some point.
Do you have a dog?
Yes, he's right on the bed.
I could tell the way you looked over. Yeah, you know what? You have to house train him. Yet you have to take away the PP pads. He throws an interception. He'll learn. You'll yell at him. It's a negative reinforcement. He won't do it again. Hopefully,
the training wheels have to come off at some point. They have to. You can't ride a bicycle with training wheels on forever. So
no, you cannot.
Your division rival, the Cowboys, what are they doing with Micah Parsons? Like, is Jerry Jones like in a retirement home where he's senile? Because it seems like it, because fans were booing him at their training camp saying, "Pay Micah Parsons," and he was laughing saying Michael Parsons. What is wrong with Jerry?
This is who Jerry's always been, though.
It's
and
crazy,
I like
though.
Yeah, of course.
I hate it. I hate it.
As a Giants fan.
Oh, of course you love it. Yeah, of course.
I love it. It's entertaining.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
He's bluffing. He did this with CeeDee Lamb. He did this with Dak, and he did this with Zeke. And I guess I read he did this in the 90s with Emmitt Smith as well. He's 100% going to pay Micah Parsons. But this is how Jerry wants to do it. He wants to make a big spectacle out of this to make it bigger than what it really is. He's got to do this. He's got to play it up. The Cowboys have to be in the media just like LeBron did.
If they traded Micah Parsons, what do you think they could get for him?
Oh my God. They'd probably get a couple Ferraris, a couple Lamborghinis, and a couple Terry Blacks in Dallas. I mean, seriously.
Terry Blacks. I've got my Terry Blacks hat in my bedroom.
I've never had it. I heard it's amazing.
If you can get multiple first round picks for Micah Parsons,
would you do it? You're trading away your best player, and he's the best player in the Cowboys, I would say. He's better than
Yeah, I mean, look.
Who's going to trade for him though? Or well, I guess
there'll be a line of suitors.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they're in salary cap hell. They're built like the Toronto Maple Leafs, where their whole salary cap is tied up in a couple guys.
Yep.
They're not a contender.
No, TJ Watt just eclipsed the most money for a pass rusher in the NFL next because he passed Myles Garrett. He's at 41 average. Micah's going to want around 42 to 43. But this is what teams do. They play this hardball. They're going to have to find a way to pay Micah Parsons, or they trade him, or they play hardball this entire season because this is his last year on his rookie deal. And then then the talks resume. But Micah Parsons' agent is sitting there saying, hey, maybe he holds out. Maybe it comes to that point, but I don't know. We'll see. They'd be crazy to trade him, though.
It would be crazy to trade him.
It's the Cowboys, though.
And whoever they would get with those picks would not be as good as Micah Parsons. But if you don't have to pay someone $45 million, because if you pay Parsons, over half their cap, if not more, will be tied up in Dak, Lamb, and Parsons.
Yep.
You have a 53-man roster. Like you're not. If they sign Parsons and they have all three of those guys on those contracts, they're not going anywhere. They're not. So you could spread that money out, and now you have 2 first-round picks, a second, like whatever. They would be able to get a ton for him.
I don't see Jerry doing it, though. What I see, though, is they're going to backload this contract. They're going to pay him all this money, but they're going to move it like how they did with Mahomes, how they've done it with other players as well. Like, I mean, the Chiefs have some big contracts. The Niners do as well. The Niners just paid Purdy. They're paying Bosa. They're paying Ayuk. Juwan Jennings. No, they don't. Yeah. They don't make any sense to me. Hockey, it's like you pay McDavid and Draisaitl, and that's it. Like in the Oilers, that's it. The Panthers, I don't know how they're doing it in this salary cap era. That's insane how they're paying all those guys. They're moving the money around as best as they
keep finding
can.
Money in the couch.
The Lightning are the same. They pay a lot of guys, but there's got to be a world that they pay Micah. But my desk is racing. Sorry about that.
By the way, my quick note on those examples you said is one of my biggest pet peeves is that the NHL needs to change the salary cap depending on what city it is.
Oh, okay.
Because the cities that have no state income tax are at an incredible advantage over the cities that are not.
Yep.
Because the salary cap is so low that these guys will nickel and dime where they go. You know, they're not getting paid a ton of money. So
you got the Stars, and you got Texas, and you got Florida. You got the Stars, the Panthers, and the Lightning. They're doing. I mean, the Stars.
Panthers and Lightning have won what, 4 out of the last 5 cups?
Yep, the Lightning have won, or the Panthers won the back-to-back, and then the Panthers won those 2.
And Vegas
6. Yep, Vegas as well. Yep.
No state income tax in Vegas, correct?
I think Vegas is going to be nasty this year with Mitch Marner.
So, you know, a Canadian team hasn't won in over 30 years.
No, the last time was 90. Was it 96
one, I believe.
with the Canadians, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
We
thought the Oilers were going to do it this year. Then we thought last year that we're still waiting and waiting, and then Florida's like, nah, no, we're here to stay.
Yep. No, I personally think they should change it. They're not going to change it, but it bothers me.
With the NFL staying here on the whole NFL Christian Wilkins thing, when you first heard that, were you just like, huh? Because like I've seen videos of him in the past where he's like, you know, he's punching a dude's ass on the bottom of the pile. He's very, you know, he's doing all these crazy stuff. Like, I don't know, man. But I don't know. What do you think of it? I think it's kind of weird.
The whole thing is super uncomfortable, right?
Very.
Even talking about it, because we're not there, we don't know.
No, it is uncomfortable.
We don't know what he did. We don't know if, you know, hey, if someone says don't do something and you do it,
right, that's
not okay in personal or professional. And that's kind of my main takeaway. It's really hard to say because it's like
you're not there. It's hard.
So much goes in a football locker room, and I think there's clearly a different level of acceptance of guys' personalities now than maybe there were in the past. But also, hey, you can't be making your coworkers uncomfortable, you know?
No, and that's I think that the thing how I feel about it too is my immediate reaction or my immediate thought about this was like, he's an employee for a team. He's an employee for a company. If a normal person were to do that in a workplace, they would be fired as well. So that's how I put it into place as well. I'm like, you don't get special treatment. We weren't there, but from just an HR policy standpoint, you can't just go kiss somebody else on the forehead and go, no, that's a personal thing. Right. So that's exactly how I related it. That's fine line. No, sorry, you're gone.
He already filed a grievance with through the NFLPA. So it's
$35.2 million of his guaranteed salary. The Raiders haven't made a comment yet on the grievance.
Ooh.
So is another team? Yeah, right. Is another team going to pick him up though? That's the thing, because he's still really talented. Of course, then before it was the knee, he had the injuries, the foot injury, and the rehab situation there.
I'm gonna say with the combination of what happened or didn't happen and the knee, I bet not this year.
Wow, that's so crazy because he was such a big piece for that Dolphins team when he was
right.
there.
But you know what I mean, though. Like if you're healthy and you can contribute tomorrow, then that's one thing. But if you're a distraction and you can't play, probably not going to happen tomorrow.
But the fact that he did this, they're saying an unwanted kiss on a teammate's head. Like, I know people, they're having fun in the locker room. They're playing around. They do TikTok dances. They do funny interviews and stuff like that. But that right there is just very, like you said, uncomfortable and weird. And if it wasn't for that and it was just a knee injury, he'd probably be on a new team. He'd probably be signing with a new team. But like, I think you're right. I don't see a team taking a flyer on him. But if they do,
think it will happen. I don't see it happening this year.
Maybe mid-season. If
maybe mid-season
needs a position or something. But there's still a lot of free agents out there. He joins the list as well.
Right. Yeah, I saw some of the quote tweets after. It's just like, tough.
Do you think, since we're sticking on free agents, should Odell retire as a Giant?
It would be fun. It would, talk about a way for like the Giants to sell some tickets, but I don't have a strong preference. Like,
he wants to come back. He was saying, I want to come back to the Giants.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah, that's not happening.
I mean, I don't want to never say never, but like, this guy has had a lot of injury. Like, it would be more for the fanfare of it than playing. Like, I guess he could maybe be the Giants' fifth wide receiver, but the Giants have, the Giants have Neighbors, they have Slayton, they have
Hyatt,
Wan'Dale Robinson.
Wandale, yeah.
They've got some veterans that are gonna try to squeeze in there too.
I think it would just be a distraction, if anything, if he were to come back. I really do.
It would be fun.
More about him.
It would be
than
fun,
about
but
the
it would
team.
be about him.
Yes.
And he would not help them win.
Dable would never do it. I just don't see it. If they did that, that would be a circus. And I don't think they want that. I don't think they want any part of that. I think they just want to stick with the team that they got and let it flow, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I think even like playing DeVito last year.
Yeah. Was a comedy circus.
Yeah, and it sold tickets and like, hey,
True.
come see Tommy Collins. These games in December that were out and people don't really care.
Did you see the whole Luka Dončić transformation weight stuff?
In person, I was.
Oh, you were there.
I was working for Yes Network on Monday.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, like, oh, Luka's about to show up. Luka.
Did you know ahead of time?
No.
Wow.
I found out while I was on the field. That was a kind of a crazy day. I interviewed Dave Franco and Allison Brie, the actors.
Oh, wow.
So random. Did not get the Luka interview, but I couldn't believe how trim he looked. And
yeah, that's what I
good sign for the Lakers. Really good sign.
I think he was doing that to spite Nico Harrison. I really do. And I think he was sending a message to the Lakers saying, hey, I'm here. I want to be here. This is the team that I want to be a part of. I'm ready to prove myself for this extension that I'm due upcoming. I've got to put my, feet on the map and go, this is the team I want to be on. I can't be that heavy if I, want to bring a championship to this city, because the Lakers aren't playing around. Of course, they can get, really any star they want. I feel like, trading for the whole Luka AD trade. And I think he made a point and he said, no, I got to do this. I'm an MVP type caliber player. If I want to sustain my body, if we want to make a deep playoff run, I've got to change something. Because in Dallas, last year they said he was 270 at some point, which was crazy.
Right. I don't know if he did it in spite of Nico Harrison, but I think Nico Harrison probably lit a fire under his ass.
I think so.
I also have to believe that LeBron is calling him at 6 a.m, being like, "You in the gym?"
Yes.
You in the gym? Just like calling him at random times.
100%.
You in the gym?
Yep. Did you see that? Well, you were there, but he was on the Yankees broadcast with Michael K, and he said, "I don't have to. I think he already got the message, or I think he got the magazine already in the mail or something."
Right. The Men's Health.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, his PR team's working hard. He was out at Dykeman the other night too.
I saw that.
Yeah. Luka's Jordan World Tour.
Yeah, he was hanging out with the Yankees players as well. I saw, like you said, Jordan Judge, Jazz, all the guys. They took pictures of them, so that was cool.
But yeah, all the Jordan guys especially. Great. That was pretty crazy, and he rolled in with a good amount of people too. Yeah,
really?
Yeah,
that's
for
crazy.
sure.
That's so cool. So aside from sports and all that, I saw in your free time you play the saxophone. Is that correct?
Yeah, I do.
How did that start?
I've been playing since I was a kid. I was good as a kid, and then went to college and like kind of put it by the wayside. And really, from like 18 to 28, I'd play maybe like, I don't know, like twice a year or something, just wanting to remember and not lose the muscle. And I lived in LA for 3 or 4 months, subletting for a friend.
Gotcha.
This was at the end of 2022. Caught up with a buddy of mine from college who's a great musician and has a great band out in LA called Moon Cougar.
Okay.
And he's like, "Do you play anything?" I'm like, "Yeah, I play saxophone and as good as a kid and stuff." And it's like, "Oh, you should sit in with us for our next show." I thought he was kidding, like we were having some beers. And the next day he called me. He's like, "No, I'm serious. You should." So I rented a saxophone in Santa Monica, put in 2-a-days in his garage for like a week, and then I hadn't played saxophone on a stage in over 10 years. And I played at Venice West New Year's Eve show opening for Capital Cities.
That's so
Remember
cool.
that band? Like, I
Yeah.
could lift you up.
Yes, I could
I could
lift
show
you up.
I'm like, this is
Safe and sound.
safe and
That's
sound.
so cool.
Exactly.
Yes.
And yeah, and I was like, this is so much fun.
Show you what you
What a
want.
night.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
played the next week with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I played it was like a rooftop house party show in Santa Monica. I'm like, oh, shit, I might never come home. This is so much fun. Ended up coming back home, and then as fate would have it, I got a call from an ex-coworker's ex-boyfriend that he was starting a band, and remember that I played, the saxophone player. He said he was looking for a horn, and that group they had just formed. It was called The Current, and actually didn't even have that name at the time. And now I've been playing with them for over 2 years.
That's crazy.
We have our next show on August 23rd at The Groove in West Village.
That's so cool. I lived in LA for a short time. I mean, I was about to say I'm surprised we didn't cross paths, even though LA is a massive city, but that's so cool.
Yeah.
And some of those places you mentioned, I'm like, oh yeah, I know where those. That's so
Yeah.
awesome. Though. So
Venice West.
So how old were you when you started playing?
I was young. I was probably like 7.
Wow. Okay, you stuck with it. That's so cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. Like I was in high school. It was like baseball, soccer, jazz band. Those are the things I did.
Were you a nerdy band kid?
No, because I will admit, like, I mean, in some ways, yes, but like, I would have just rather been outside.
Yeah.
And I did not practice. I was like a lot of raw talent and did not practice as much as I should have. And I think could have been really good and just didn't have the
desire, the energy, the drive.
Yeah, like the focus, honestly. Like I wanted to be outside and not practicing scales. Like that wasn't fun for me. So, but at the same time, I did jazz band. I think 1 or 2 summers I did jazz camp. That was fun. It was like you went and then they put you in a group on Monday, and then on that Saturday there's like this huge jazz festival in Connecticut called the Litchfield Jazz Festival, and then you played at the festival. So it's like you have 1 week prepare, So that was a huge part of my life as a kid, and it's fun that I'm back doing it. It's a random side quest that people would not expect.
A random side quest, but now you're doing it, and that's even more cool that you have that like side thing that you can balance between all job with content creation and sports and all that, and you go, I have that side thing. I can like have that healthy balance of not feeling so like oof,
running out of hours in the day. But yes, you are right.
Exactly.
Right.
That's the best way to put it. But before we wrap up, I got to ask you, do you follow the WNBA at all with Caitlin Clark and her rise to fame in the WNBA? What do you think
for sure.
What do you think? Let me ask you this as a more sports question. What do you think about the WNBA, the players, Caitlin Clark in particular, and the other players, the All-Star Weekend, wearing the "Pay Us What You Owe Us" shirts?
For starting with that part, I agree with them. Like, that league is on the rise. Look at the viewership, and
I agree.
A lot of the business systems have to get in place so that they are making more money. And I see it from both sides. Like, okay, right now they're losing money, so how can you say pay us what you owe us? To the people who say, okay, if I've seen a lot of comment sections say, pay us what you owe us. Well, then if we did that, then they would be making less money. The WNBA is adding 3 teams, so that goes to show how healthy the economics of the league are, or maybe not health of the economics, but how bright the future is, and how people are investing resources, time, money into the league. So players in any sport should get a cut of that. I am pro players making money. I am not pro billionaires owning sports teams and then being cheap
and not paying anybody, like the Bengals, for example.
Right, exactly. So, but at the same time, the WNBA cracks me up. I've never seen just the storylines that follow this league are so intriguing. These girls hate each other.
Yeah, they do. They're like high school girls that hate each other because that
super
one's
catty.
sleeping with with that one's boyfriend, or that one's
Right.
hanging out with that one. Or yes,
Right. Well, right. That's a separate dynamic to it. Is that a lot of them do date each other. Yeah.
yes.
It's fascinating because like there's no like, hey, woman uplifting woman, which I like because it's competitive and it's sports.
Yep.
But yeah, they almost feel hesitant to embrace their.
Yeah,
I
you're
don't want to
absolutely
say
right.
they're not deficiencies, but like things that make it interesting and the reason that people are watching, they have a hard time embracing. That's how it feels to me.
No, 100% accurate. The biggest thing for me is aside from the pay us what you owe us, the driving force of how it's getting the popularity and the ratings, the Angel Reese Caitlin Clark story. I mean, that started back in 2023 with their championship at LSU in Iowa, with the whole thing like this, and everyone says Angel Reese is more popular and Caitlin Clark's only popular because of Angel Reese, and now Caitlin Clark isn't as good because she hasn't had this great of a year. But all these people that are mentioning this, you're talking about it, but you're watching. So that is getting ratings and that is getting viewership. So how I see it is yes, they should be paid more. I'm a strong believer, just like you said, and like, well, pay us what you owe us. So the NBA is paying for their salaries, but you're still watching. So if those ratings and those viewership is continuing to rise, like you said, and there's 3 more teams in this league, then they should be paid more. There is no way in this world you're telling me Caitlin Clark, the best player in the WNBA, should be making $85,000 a year or 80 grand. What? In what world? Like, okay, the revenue doesn't get brought in as much. That's what they say. But the ratings keep going and the revenue keeps continuing. And the fact she had the second most jersey sales in all of 2024 amongst all sports, male and female.
I didn't know that. That's pretty amazing.
She had the second most jersey sales behind, I think it was, I forget who it was. Maybe it was Mahomes or somebody, but she had the second most. You can look it up and it's true. And that's crazy to think about.
Yeah, I think what's really interesting about this to me is also like, to me it's actually more of like a gender thing where it's like I watch sports and I think that it doesn't matter what color your skin is, doesn't matter how like if you are a baller,
yes,
I respect ballers. And I think in the WNBA there's a part, and it's like just this league specifically, like if you don't like Caitlin Clark, it's because of this. If you don't like Angel Reese, it's because of this.
No, it shouldn't be like that. It's not.
Don't get me wrong. Like, don't get me wrong. Magic and Bird, there was a race element to it because they were different races, but it didn't. I don't know. The storylines in the WNBA seem somewhat askew, where they're, quick to point in other factors instead of like, can you hoop?
Yes.
Watch Angel Reese game.
Yes.
I actually like Angel Reese. I think she's great for the game. She's fun and she's good at what she does. Angel Reese is not like an incredible basketball player by any means. No. And if you say that, then I don't know. To me, it's just like talking basketball. Like I love basketball. I love baseball. But I don't know. I just like talking about sports.
I know exactly what you're saying and what you're implying, and that is exactly correct. Every time somebody tries to paint a picture, or the media or the narrative that they try to portray is big, that's racist because you're saying she's an Angel. No, that's not the case at all. She's a basketball player, just like Caitlin Clark is, just like Beckers, just like Asia Wilson. They're great players. Let's judge them off of their performance on the court. I don't care about their skin color. I don't watch basketball for skin color. I don't care about that. I watch them. They're putting the ball in the hoop, or they're good players, and how they play as a player. That's all I care about. I don't care.
Right. It should just be a celebration of basketball and the fact that people are talking 100%. About the league and the fact that you have these players, these characters that are stars. Like people know, we should celebrate Angel Reese, that she is one of the biggest stars in all of sports. Yeah. And we talk about her game and like, you know, that I would just prefer to leave the conversation there. You know,
On
it's
the
like,
court, right? Yeah, it's
you
like
know,
let's leave this conversation at the barbershop. I got
but
my,
but
you know,
my overarching thought on all of it, because it's hard in today's climate of,
yeah,
you know, everything becoming politicized. But my
everything.
overarching thought on it is the WNBA has made unbelievable progress in the last 2 years,
Yeah,
and they should be leaning into it and embracing it instead of at times feeling like maybe they are not doing that, and they're not holding themselves back at all. But like, you know, they should keep wanting to push it forward in ways where they aren't tearing each other down.
and a last point I'll make too. I think these players should appreciate and show gratitude to Caitlin Clark for what she has brought to the WNBA, the light. And if you want to say Angel Reese as well, but I strongly believe
Yeah, but
Caitlin Clark.
everyone knows. Everyone knows. I don't need a public ass kissing.
No, but I'm saying
Everyone knows.
like
You're right.
the
You're
digs
right.
though, like Kelsey Plum digging at Caitlin Clark for saying, "Oh, we
Yeah.
didn't know she was going to wear that. We didn't
But
know
you
they were
know
gonna,
what?
like, why
No,
do you need to say
you're
that?"
right.
You
You're
know?
right. But everyone knows that she's
Right.
wrong. So it's like
They're jealous. They're so jealous of her. It's crazy though.
right. But I don't think they need to be like everyone knows.
I get what you're saying, but I'm just saying in the aspect of like the media light, it's like people like you should appreciate, you know, in a way, because without her, your league ratings wouldn't be the way they are now. You probably wouldn't be adding
Correct.
3 more teams. I don't
Correct.
think that's my opinion.
And to me, I kind of feel like that's Caitlin Clark taking a high road where like,
Yep.
you know, it would be hard. It would be hard if I was her to not be like, hey,
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. But
You're
I
welcome.
yeah,
She doesn't do
like,
that though. She's not about that.
right.
Which
right.
is good in a way. Other players in other sports, oh my god, they're unbearable.
Okay, give me an example of one that you think should be saying like, thank me.
Oh, in that aspect, I was thinking of just like players who are unbearable, like kind of with the media, or just like really annoying.
I'm sorry. Yes,
You're
yes.
good. Anthony Edwards.
Oh, you find him unbearable?
Well, I just think his media interviews are just a little like he's very cocky. But listen, I get it. When you're that good, you can do that. But Aaron Judge is not like that. Aaron Judge is a very
right. Well,
calm
there's
type player.
the Yankee school of media training for sure.
True, right.
But I also think
Tom Brady was never like that.
no. But we want guys
Yeah, of course.
to
Yes.
show personality and speak their
Yes.
mind. And I think there are also times where like Anthony Edwards has been unhinged and
Yeah.
said, but has said something super truthful
hmm
that isn't cocky, you know,
Right,
talking
right.
about Jokic or talking about SGA and you know, I personally am
Yeah.
I am a bigger fan of his
Raw media.
right, his transparency and how raw he is more than I dislike his cockiness, because his cockiness even feels like kind of
Yeah.
like a kid talking shit at recess. Like it's
True.
fine. I don't care. You know,
Yeah.
he does it in a playful way. You know,
Yeah.
I don't have a problem. But yeah, there are some that.
Well, the recent tennis star that I forget her name, she put down the other girl saying like she only won because of this, or just like when you do digs like that, it's like that's the kind of stuff that really. Like,
I've gotten super into tennis actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like a lot of the young stars and personalities.
Sinner and Alcaraz, dude, those two for the are one for the ages, man. I love it. It's
great.
great.
And I love Ben Shelton's my guy.
Yeah, he's a UF guy.
Yep, I like Francis Tiafoe,
Fritz.
Fritz, and but yeah, I think tennis almost kind of like WNBA in a way.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of has had this like renaissance of you have this new blood and these fun stars, and it's for the WNBA, they've had stars for a really long time, but it's the league as a whole has this new popularity. Tennis has been popular for a long time, but I think with so many questions of what it would look like after the big three, yeah, Djokovic is still playing, but like
Federer and
Nadal.
Federer and Nadal.
Yep.
Yeah. Now
you have the replacements, so yeah, it's exciting. Those matches are like just.
I mean, Roland Garros was one for the ages. I mean, that was like one of my very first like full tennis match. Well, I watched the entire. I think it was like 5 hours. I was like, Holy shit, this is insane. I'm like, is this ever going to end? Some people thought Sinner choked in a way. I don't know if you could say
He
that, I
did
guess,
choke.
but yeah, I guess he did in a
He
way.
had multiple match points and multiple sets.
And
That's
then you turn around with Wimbledon, and he dominated Alcaraz, dominated him.
right. Well, you put the Spanish on clay. It's the same thing as Nadal, and
Yeah.
it looks like Alcaraz is going to be holding that clay throne for years to come too.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Well, I guess to end the show, I got to ask you about what music do you like? What kind of music do you like?
So for me, I love asking people a similar question where it's like, what parts of culture do you like? Like, are you a sports guy? Are you music, shows, TV? I am sports and music. Like, those are for me. If I'm turning on the TV, I'm turning on sports. I'll watch like one show at a time, maybe two. I'm watching Curb Your Enthusiasm right now. I am a pretty serious music nerd though, for sure. As if you can tell.
Drake or Kendrick?
Right now, actually, let me take away the right now part. J. Cole. That's my answer.
Over Drake or Kendrick?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Because I think the plot has been lost a little bit in the whole thing. I grew up a huge fan of both. Historically speaking, just a massive Drake fan.
Yep.
From So Far Gone to Take Care to Nothing Was the Same to If You're Reading This, It's Too Late. And really from like 2009 to 2018, I want to say, maybe even like before COVID.
Fuse.
Man, I love Drake, but
me too.
I've also, this is similar. I'm going to answer this the same way I answered the WNBA, where like I care about ball, and to me, I have felt like Drake has not grown with his audience, and I find that J. Cole has, and I think Kendrick has in many ways. But Drake, I feel like, is still making music for people in their early 20s, which is fine. He has that demo. When I started listening to Drake, I was in high school. I'm 31 now. And like, I feel like I can't, some of it is, a lot of it's fun, but like, I'm throwing old Drake on. I'm not throwing new Drake on. And J. Cole, I feel like, has aged with his audience. And if you are younger, that you can appreciate J. Cole. A 21-year-old might not like J. Cole the same way I do, but I think they've gone about it in two interesting ways from just a music perspective. And for me, like, J. Cole has always been my guy between those two. And even from a personality standpoint of being like Switzerland and being like, you guys go at it.
He's never in the beef. He's always out of it. And I feel
and I didn't even like that people clowned him for stepping out of it. Like, J. Cole's always felt super self-aware. And
interesting that you went with J. Cole. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I respect it. I do. I respect it. That's like what's J. Cole's like NBA comp? Kawhi Leonard?
Yes. That's an interesting one.
Because he's had stuff to show for, and he's been at the top of his game. I guess
I think you have to give him more credit than Kawhi Leonard, actually.
Okay.
I'm gonna say
the Chris Paul. No.
I'm going bigger, like
going like legend.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to compare somebody like playing now. Are you going past that? Dwayne Wade?
Yeah, I think that's fair. I was about to throw some crazy ones out, but yeah, Dwayne
go.
Wade.
I want to hear it. Is this a Love Island bombshell?
I would maybe okay. How about Kobe?
Wow.
Hear me out.
Okay.
I would say that Kobe probably could have played in any era, respected by people much older and came before him. Like, you listen to rappers in the 80s. By the way, we're talking about a genre that has only been around in the mainstream really since the 80s.
80s, 90s,
if you want to go.
Yeah.
Grandmaster Flash, KRS-One. So you're talking about like it's somewhat similar to the NBA in that standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about talent. I would say that J. Cole is, top 10 of all time. I don't think that's if you're talking about bars or mainstream, and you're talking about someone who's like relentless and like doesn't really fraternize with other people.
True.
But
Stays
at
out
the
of
same
it.
time, look at how many amazing features he had. Like he can just do that if he wants to. So anytime, what you're getting from Kobe anytime he stepped on the court.
Yeah.
It's definitely giving J. Cole too much credit, but I think he should be in that type of conversation.
Yeah, you'll definitely raise a lot of eyebrows with that one, but I respect it. Hey, man, everyone has their own opinion, and I really like it. But let me ask you this: Justin Bieber or Taylor Swift?
Bieber.
Did you listen to Swag?
Yeah, I liked it. I liked the direction he went. I didn't think the execution was great. Like I like that it was R&B, but I thought there was a lot of like voice modulation stuff when I'm like, hey, bro, you've got a great voice. You don't need to make it like Alvin and the Chipmunks,
Favorite song off the album?
That one that everyone, Daisies.
Oh, yeah, it is a fire.
That's a basic answer, but I feel like I've been listening. Like I'm an album guy. I throw albums on, I just listen. But like I need to pair some of the songs I like to the song names. I'm still too early in it.
Give me your favorite Justin Bieber album that you've like of all time. You got My World 2.0, Changes, Justice, Believe, Purpose.
The one that had Confident with Chance on it.
Oh, Journals.
Yeah.
So would you agree with this? Journals is like the younger brother to Swag. That's what a lot of people say.
Yes, totally.
Okay, fair.
Totally. Yeah, I like that route for him. That's less poppy and more R&B.
Sweet Spot had the potential to be the best song on the album if it wasn't for Sexy Red, dude. She ruined that freaking song. Oh my gosh, I like the album, like I really do, because I love Justin Bieber. But the like you said, the memos and then the Drewski stuff, I was like, I know he's trying to speak to us because of the whole mental health stuff and how everyone said that he doesn't look like he's doing well. But I wish we could have got some more songs in that way, because this is his first project we've gotten in 4 years.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, I listen to mainstream like that. I listen to hip hop. I listen to classic rock. I listen to jam. I love a good jam band show, and just
give me your Mount Rushmore of music artists, solo artists, not bands, solo artists. I had this conversation with
Mount Rushmore in terms of best or my favorite, like what I would want to put on.
What you would put on?
Okay, Jay-Z. Jay-Z is my favorite artist of all time, easily. So I got to throw some bands out the window here. Like I'm a huge Rolling Stones fan, Led Zeppelin, Queen. I'm going Billy Joel. Sorry, we froze there. Did you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here. I got my hands up. You're good.
No. You froze on my screen, so I didn't know.
That's okay. It happens.
I've got Jay-Z. Got Billy Joel, and I'm sorry for sounding so cliche in New York, but like I grew up on both of those.
You're good. It's what you like.
I'm gonna put Mac Miller.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And I'm gonna put.
Oh, these are your favorite. I got it. Not your all time. I got it.
Yeah. And I'm gonna put. Anderson .Paak.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Anderson .Paak's probably been my favorite artist of the last 7 years.
What's your all time, not your favorite? Like, what do you think is the 4 aside from that?
Of musicians?
Yeah, like solos, but like not your favorite, just like what you think should be it if you were to like billboard it or.
Jay-Z, Michael Jackson. I love Michael Jackson. I love Prince.
Who doesn't?
I listen to a lot of MJ, a lot of Prince.
So do I. I got a Michael Jackson song for you. Love Never Felt So Good with JT. So good.
Yeah, that's a late one.
So good. I know, but that's
a late one. You listen to Prince?
Yeah, I love Prince. Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's like a random favorite of mine. All right, so I said MJ. I'll say Elvis, and I love Elvis too.
You're the same as mine. Fuck.
Yeah, Elvis, MJ.
Jay-Z.
I'm gonna put Jay-Z, and then I'm gonna say Whitney Houston.
Wow. Okay. All right. Mine is my Mount Rushmore. This is so tough. Michael, of course.
Yep.
Elvis.
Yep.
Oh man, Taylor Swift. To be honest with you, I think she's on that level now. I love her.
Yep.
I think she's on the Madonna level. She's right there. And then for me, it's Elvis, it's Michael, it's Taylor, and I'd probably have to go Prince solo.
Yeah. Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, because listen, everyone likes to say Taylor Swift isn't on that level. No, she is. She's right there she's on that level now. But
yeah,
my friend and I had this conversation a few days ago.
There are other female artists I would go with before her.
Madonna? Whitney?
Adele?
Over Taylor?
Yep. Ooh. Well, or who I would rather like.
Oh, you would rather, but I'd
rather
saying,
listen to
all time. I'm just saying, like on that level, she's
If you're talking about stardom, then it's Taylor Swift over anyone. But
my Mount Rushmore, my personal is Justin Bieber, Taylor Swift, Michael Jackson, and Elvis. Those are my four right there.
Got it. Yeah, that's strong. I was like an Elvis. I was an Elvis kid. Like I was singing in my living room a lot of Elvis.
Jailhouse Rock. And the thing, Elvis is like he's the original rock and roll. Like the fact that he did it, the fact that Elvis and Michael Jackson did it prior to social media makes it even more special.
Yes.
Like they did it in a time where there was no social media. Michael Jackson lit up the charts. Like he's literally the king of pop. Like there is no other Michael Jackson.
You know his dance moves,
everyone loves Michael.
The glove, the black shoes and the white socks and the hair and
Yep.
I do think that there's something to be said about being a little bit more mysterious, and it's harder to do that in the social media era. I back to J. Cole, I think that's something that's really interesting about, and Jay-Z too, where like they're not super visible.
Yeah.
That's and that's kind of a throwback in that way. And sometimes the less I don't want to say the better, but it's just like it makes them more intriguing.
When I think of Jay-Z now, this is crazy. The story you posted a couple months ago, the song, I can't remember the name of it. You were rapping it.
That video, I was so nervous to post that video.
Why?
Well, because I don't typically, my friends know me for that, but like it was I'm guessing the
culture.
No, it was the night that Juan Soto was coming back to the Bronx.
Yes.
It was the first game of the Subway Series and the Knicks Celtics Game 6 clinching night. It was that Friday night. I said these are New Yorkers. This is a big night for New York sports. These are it's the Yankee fans, it's the Knicks fans, and it was the rap to Money Ain't a Thing.
Yes, you crushed that though. You were like kind of like this, right? Like I was watching.
Yeah, I was just bobbing too.
You were in the zone. All right, last thing before we officially wrap up. What is your craziest sports memory that you've been a part of? Like your like on the street interviews or like the crazy New Yorkers, like something you've been a part of that you can say. If you can't, it's okay. But.
I'm gonna just give you my stream of consciousness as I think about this. I mean, some of the Knicks wins this past year were pretty great, and then going out in 7th Ave. I would say just in general, like working with a lot of the athletes that we love or grew up loving has, that hasn't gotten lost on me, but it's also just work where, I've got a job to do and you've got a job to do. So it's like, I'm not numb to it, but it's just, it's changed. I would say doing World Series coverage for Yes Network last year was one of the cooler work things that I've done, for sure.
Yeah.
My favorite childhood team and, reporting for the network I've been watching my whole life. When, even though the Yankees lost in the World Series, like that was a big moment for me.
I would feel the exact same way.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. I mean, I really appreciate you coming on the show. Thank you guys again.
Congrats on 150.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah,
90% of podcasts don't last 10 episodes.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
I've been going and going and that really, It's crazy to think about, because I was like, E150, holy crap. My friends were texting me, they're like, you're getting to 150. I'm like, it's just another episode to be. It's just another day.
Right.
Like, I know it's important, but for me, it's just like Mamba mentality. We're going to keep going. And it was a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you again for taking time out of your day to do this. I had a great conversation with you. I feel like we were just grabbing a cup of coffee, and that's the kind of, episode that I like to go by. It's like the Friends motto. It's like they're just in Central Perk, grabbing a cup of coffee. That's it. Just two guys talking about sports and entertainment and pop culture and life and just chopping it up. And that's how I like to have it. I don't like to be, too crazy and this and that. Like, if the stuff, it flows, and that's what really makes it special for me. But guys, as always, make sure to follow the Inquisitive Mamba Podcast on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. Make sure to follow Alex Day on Instagram and TikTok. He's got great sports content. He's a Yankees fan. Who doesn't? You either love the Yankees or you hate the Yankees. That's literally how it is.
True.
So it was a pleasure to have you on, man.
Thank you
guys
Joey.
Again for tuning in. And as always, guys, it's always Mamba mentality. Just know you're always looking up. You're not looking down.